Good morning, and we wishing you all a wonderful day. This is the first March episode of Civilspedia's Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar AS Academy. And kindly ensure your subscription to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the bell icon for receiving on-time notification. And an important announcement, pre-storming UPSC Prelims Test Series Batch 6 or the last batch is about to start from 10th March onwards, and it is a regular batch. You can register using the QR code which is available in the slide or using the registration link which is available in our website. Kindly do register for this test series and crack the UPSC Prelims of 2026. And here are the list of topics taken for today's discussion. And the first topic is about Cheetah Conservation and the Kuno National Park. Because of the reintroduction of cheetahs in this Kuno National Park has been recently done. And the second topic is about the temporary discontinuation of rice fortification towards the welfare schemes. It also includes the welfare scheme of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. And the third topic is about the light combat helicopter, which is Prachand, and also the exercise Vayu Shakti. And the fourth topic is about India-Canada ties, which has been recently engaged. And the fifth topic is about Prelims Focus, where we discuss important current affairs from the UPSC Prelims point of view. 8 cheetahs from Africa to arrive at Madhya Pradesh Kuno National Park on Saturday. With this news article taken from The Hindu, we are going to discuss about the Kuno National Park and also about the cheetah in detail. So about cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, once freely roamed and existed in the Indian grasslands, has declared extinct from the year of 1952. And since its extinction, there is no action taken till 2022. And the reintroduction of this cheetah into the wild Indian environment is going underway from the year of 2022 onwards. So about the cheetah, it is the fastest land animal which can reach up to the speed of 93 to 104 kilometers per hour in short span of time, with having explosive acceleration, and also can able to turn according to the prey's movement. It can take short turns. And the key adaptations of this cheetah, it has flexible spine which gives more flexibility while going fast, and also it has semi-retractable claws which it used for both running, which gives more grip while running, and also been using for catching its prey. And it also has a long tail which using it for balancing while taking short turns as well as in the acceleration. And the appearance of this cheetah, it has the built-up body of very slim and having tawny coat with black spots, which is distinguishing features among the big cat species. And it also has the distinctive black tear marks, which reduces the sun glare while chasing upon its prey. And about the size, because of its slimmer body, its weight is also become very less compared to the other big cats. It is about 21 kgs to 65 kilograms of weight range. And the tall or the height, it will be ranging from 67 to 94 centimeters tall at the shoulders. And about the behavior and ecology of cheetah, its primary habitat is being restricted to African subcontinent and Iran regions, some parts of Iran as of now. But after the translocation of the cheetah, after several decades, there may be a probability the cheetah's range has been extended even to Indian ranges also. So the habitat range was particularly between African savannas. A small population has also been found in Iran region. And the primary diet of the species, it hunts upon the medium antelopes such as gazelles and impalas. Mainly it hunts during the day, as it cannot easily chase the prey on night. and it is a solitary species compared to the males. Females are become solitary, and males are often form a small brother groups or brother coalitions for hunting. And also the reproduction is also an important thing, that is it litters of around 3 to 4 5 cubs at a time, and youngs will have a gray mantle on its birth. And regarding its conservation, it is being categorized as an vulnerable species according to the IUCN Red Data book. But only fewer than 7,000 wild cheetahs are remaining in the wild. And regarding its threat, the primary threats are habitat loss, declining prey, and illegal wildlife trade of these cheetah varieties. So about the Kuno National Park, which has been established in the year of 1981. Formally, it has been established in the year of 1981, but later it got the status of national park only in the year of 2018. And the tiger conservation, it is also the primary location for the translocation of Asiatic. Once it has been originally designated site for the translocation of Asiatic lion from the Gir National Park, because of the virus that has been spreading at that time, that is canine distemper virus. But it is also been identified as an optimal site for the translocation of the cheetahs. So this Kuno National Park in the district lies in the district of Shiopur and Shivpuri of Madhya Pradesh, and it is the India's only site with free-ranging cheetahs. So after the reintroduction, this reintroduction of cheetahs into the Indian forest is considered as the world's first intercontinental translocation of big cat species into the wild. And as of 28th February of 2026, 9 cheetahs were added from the Botswana region of Africa, and this brings India's total cheetah population to 48, which is a significant number compared to the year of 2022. So this is the location of the Kuno National Park. This Kuno National Park lies or nestles between the Vindhyan ranges, Vindhyan hills. So here we can see the Vindhya ranges, and this Kuno National Park was bisected by the river known as Kuno River, which is the lifeline of this Kuno National Park. And this Kuno National Park also has the forest condition of tropical dry deciduous forest. And this national park is also considered to be the ample place for the translocation of cheetahs. And this project Cheetah was started or reintroduced into the India, or this project Cheetah was launched from the year of September 2022. And the conservation of cheetahs are also coming under the National Tiger Conservation Authority. So what was the recent development regarding the reintroduction of cheetahs into the Indian environment? The new arrivals on February 28 of 2026, there will be 9 cheetahs will be introduced. Among the 9, 6 will be females and 2 will be males from the Botswana region, has been released into the quarantine enclosure for monitoring for any kind of diseases. And also the successful breeding has also been followed. Earlier this month, 2 females give birth to new litters. So the cheetah named Asha has given delivery to 5 cubs on February 7, and cheetah named Gamni gave birth to 3 cubs on February 18th. And with this, the total population of cheetah within the Indian wild range will be around 48 cheetahs, including 27 are surviving as the Indian born cubs. And we also has to note the memorandum of understanding which has been signed under the Project Cheetah. So the Project Cheetah majorly focuses on the reintroduction of cheetah from the African subcontinent. And the African subcontinent involves the countries of South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. So from South Africa, from the January 2023, translocated 12 cheetahs. And Namibia, the first batch of 8 cheetahs has been introduced into India. So this may be a probable UPSC fact. And the Botswana is the last and latest cheetahs having agreement signed during the our Honorable President Draupadi Murmu's visit to Botswana during 2025, and additional cheetahs from the Kalahari Desert, which is also an important location to get noted. Moving to the question with reference to Kuno National Park, consider the following statements. First, it is located in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Second, it is the only site in India with free-ranging cheetahs. Which of the statements given above are correct? And this question, first statement is correct and the second statement is also correct. It is the only site in India where free-ranging cheetahs can be observed. So the answer will be option C, both 1 and 2. Yes, with this we move to the next topic. Recalibration of nutrition intervention, temporary discontinuation of rice fortification. With this news article taken from the Press Information Bureau, we are about to discuss that why this temporary suspension of rice fortification is necessary and the reason behind it, and also about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. So why it is in news? The center or the union government has announced that they are about to temporarily stop the fortification of rice under the welfare schemes, which includes the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. And they further stated that the pause or the temporary stop will remain until the better nutrient delivery system is being developed. So moving to the next is about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Initially it has been introduced as the relief measure to the COVID-19 or the pandemic relief measure, but it later got evolved into the world's largest food security program. And it has more than 80 crores of beneficiaries presently getting benefited under the scheme. So the implementing ministry of the scheme will be the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution under the Government of India. And regarding its purpose and coverage, it has been initially introduced as a welfare scheme for the relief measures of COVID-19 pandemic. But it has and it was intention to provide free food grains during the COVID-19 pandemic. That is free food grains during launched in the year of 2020 to provide free food grains to the people and also to strengthen the food security of the nation. But later it got evolved and currently it has more than 80 crores of beneficiaries under the scheme nationwide. And what are the benefits that is being provided under the scheme? And each individual can eligible to get a monthly entitlement of 5 kgs of wheat or either 5 kgs of wheat or 5 kgs of rice per person. And the card holders, specific card holders of Antyodaya Anna Yojana card holders or households are eligible or entitled to get 35 kgs of food grains per household for a month. And other benefit which is being introduced is that the person who is within the Indian territory can avail from any region of the India, can go to the fair shop using the card, can buy the food grains which is being entitled for that person under the One Nation One Ration Card scheme. And who are all the eligible to get the benefits under the scheme? It is based on the National Food Security Act of 2013, which classifies the eligibility of getting benefited under the scheme, and it includes the priority households and Antyodaya Anna Yojana families. along with the other vulnerable groups. And what is the recent update? It is being the CBDC pilot project, which has been recently introduced in the Puducherry, that is related to the digital currency, which has been introduced into the ration deliveries, which digital subsidy distribution has been launched recently in Puducherry. And rice fortification, about the rice fortification, has been temporarily stopped or paused due to the shelf life. The reason behind the temporary stop or the pause of the fortification is because of the deterioration of the shelf life, and also the nutrient stability has also been withered away because of the longer period of withholding, which is the reason for its stopping. And what does this fortification means? We can easily relate and we can easily identify the food fortification with the classic example, that is salt, table salt, that is being used in every household, which has been fortified with iodine. So iodized salt is a classic example of food fortification. So likewise, the rice has been fortified with many other nutrients, which is sufficient for ensuring not only food security but also the nutrition security. And why this decision is being taken? Because a study has been undertook by the IIT of Kharagpur, which recently found that the fortified rice kernels and the fortified rice, which loses its micronutrients over time because of the longer shelf withholding and also the leaching of minerals because of various other reasons. And the shelf life is also being deteriorated, and the shelf life is majorly affected by moisture and temperature, humidity, storage duration, packaging and handling. So these are all the probable reason behind the leaching away or the withering away of the food fortification or the nutrients which has been fortified with the food products. And the government rice stocks often store food for around 2 to 3 years, which is the primary concern, and reducing the nutritional effectiveness, which provides no value to the food. And what will not change? What is not being changed? It is primarily to be noted because food grains entitlement for a household or an individual will not be affected, will remain the same, and no impact on the distribution will be identified through the public distribution system, integrated child development services, and midday meal scheme. So these are all these function, these institutions or these public office function may not be hampered because of the food fortification stoppage. It will go as like before, but only the fortification of food grains will be stopped. So moving to the question with reference to Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, consider the following statement. First statement, it is implemented by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Second, it operates independently of the National Food Security Act of 2013. Third, the ration probability across states is enabled under the One Nation, One Ration Card system. Which of the statements given above are correct? And in this statements, only the second statement was incorrect because it does not operate independently. So the second statement was incorrect, and the correct answer will be option C because 1 and 3 are correct. Yes, with this we move to the next topic. Recently, our president undertook a sortie in the Indigenous Light Combat Helicopter Prachand and also participated in the exercise Vayu Shakti as the supreme commander of our armed force. With this news background from The Hindu, let's discuss in detail about both the chopper and also about the exercise in detail. So about the news, our Honorable President Ms. Draupadi Murmu has undertook a sortie in the Indigenous Light Combat Helicopter Prachand, and this sortie took place in the airbase in Jaisalmer of Rajasthan, which is also closely located in proximity to the India-Pakistan border. And the sortie or the mission lasts for around 25 minutes, which includes the simulated attack on the tank targets. And after this event, our Madam President, Ms. Draupadi Murmu, will become the first Indian president to undertook a sortie in the combat helicopter. And earlier, she has also been recognized or acclaimed for the first president to undertook a sortie in two different fighter aircraft. One is Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 and the another is Rafale aircraft. And moving to the next is about the light combat helicopter Prachand. So the Prachand means fierce. Literal meaning is fierce, and it is the first India's first indigenously designed and developed light combat helicopter, and it was built by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And this was inducted. This light combat helicopter of Prachand was inducted into the Indian Air Force in the year of 2022. And this Prachand was specifically designed for high altitude warfare and also for the desert operations. So it excels in both the regions, and it has a unique capability that it can do takeoff and landing at around 5,000 meters, which is 5 kilometers from the mean sea level, which is around 16,400 feet of altitude. So it can easily do this takeoff and landing at this terrain. And here is the image of the light combat helicopter Prachand. And what is the specific feature of this light combat helicopter? With respect to the high altitude performance, it can serve up to the altitude of 6,500 meters, which is around 6.5 kilometers or 21,300 feet from the mean sea level. This is optimized for Himalayan operations, but it not only functions at the higher altitude, but it can also do operations at the desert terrain also. And with respect to its engine, it is twin Shakti 1H1 engine, which is being jointly developed by both Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Saffron and Institute. And with respect to the key armaments, it has 20 turret gun and 70 rockets, and it also been capable of launching air-to-air missile or Mistral air-to-air missile, and it can also launch air-to-land missile. And it also been underway of inducting the Helena and Dhruvastra anti-tank guided missiles. So this Helena is a variant of NAG missile which has been inducted into the helicopter, which is capable of launching from the helicopter, is known as Helena. And this Dhruvastra is an anti-tank guided missile. So this induction of these missiles are underway. So about its survivability, it uses the slim fuselage and also reduced radar and IR signature, which is infrared radiation signature, which uses it for stealth mechanisms. And also it is it has crash resistant landing gear, which is suitable for operations in key roles. And it has the high performance of top speed. It can go up to 268 to 280 kilometers per hour, and it can also go up to the range of 550 to 700 kilometers at stretch. And with respect to the exercise Vayu Shakti, it is the Indian Air Force biggest live air power demonstration exercise. And it was conducted at the Pokhran range and firing range. The Pokhran range firing range is the range where the exercise is being conducted, and it was conducted by the Indian Air Force. So what was the major event of this exercise Vayu Shakti? First is the live weapon firing on simulated energy targets. So it uses the simulated firing upon the targets which has been kept over that region for precision striking. And precision airstrikes has also been done under this exercise by fighter jets. And in this exercise, over 120 aircraft are being participating in this exercise Vayu Shakti. And air defense drills also been undertaken using the missile systems. And special force operations such as hostage rescuing and other combat operations also being simulated. And day-night combat scenarios will also be simulated for testing the real battle readiness. And what is the significance behind this exercise Vayu Shakti? It provides combat readiness and coordination across air, land, and special forces. And it demonstrates India's strike capability and deterrence power. And it also showcases new technology and operational tactics. And it is also being closely associated with the Atmanirbhar in defense. And we also has to note the similar exercise which is also been identified with this exercise Vayu Shakti. What are all that? That is exercise Shakti. As we can easily know, exercise Shakti, which is between India and France. And it is an military exercise. And what are the other exercise? That is Tarang Shakti. Tarang Shakti. What is this Tarang Shakti? It is a multinational air exercise. Multinational air exercise, which is between India and other global partners. And what is the other thing? That is Vayu Prahar. Exercise Vayu Prahar, which is between, which is a joint air and land exercise between Indian Air Force and Indian Army. So these are all the crucial informations or trivial informations for our UPSC prelims. So kindly note that. So moving to the question with reference to Vayu Shakti, consider the following statements. First statement, it is a large-scale operational demonstration conducted by the Indian Air Force. Second, it is conducted at the Pokhran range. Third, it involves only fighter aircraft and excludes transport aircraft and helicopters. Which of the following statements given above is or correct? So in this question, they have asked about the correct statement, and the first statement was correct. The second statement is also correct, and the third statement was incorrect because it does not excludes the transport aircraft and helicopters, because it includes the transport aircraft too in this exercise. And we have to note that this exercise Vayu Shakti is typically a triennial exercise, which is being kept every 3 years once. So this is a triennial exercise. And the answer for this question will be, after eliminating 3, the first and second statements are correct. So the answer will be option B, 1 and 2 only. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. India-Canada reset is vital in the time of Trump. With this news article taken from the Indian Express, we are going to analyze it in deeper and broader manner. Why the ties between both the nations is considered to be significant or vital, and at the time of the turmoil that has been created over the globe by the current incumbent president of USA, Mr. Donald Trump. So the background of this news has been obtained from the recent engagement between India and Canada. That is, India and Canada are cautiously rebuilding the ties between both the nations after the freezing of ties happened because of the 2023 crisis, which also sparked allegation over India by the former Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau, who alleged that the killing of the activist or the separatist movement, Khalistani movement leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar has been directly associated with India, which causes high tension between both the nation ties. But it has been recently thawed because of the recent engagement between the current incumbent president of Canada and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is between the Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Mark Carney, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who focuses more on trade and cooperation despite having lingering tension between both the nations. So with related to trade, the target is to double the bilateral trade to US dollars of 70 billion by the year of 2030. And the Canadian portfolio investment in India exceeds the Canadian dollars of 100 billion. It has been invested in the Indian market. And over 600 Canadian films are currently being operated within the Indian territory. And what are the key exports that has been made out by India to the Canadian market? It consists of pharmaceuticals, electronics, jewelry, seafoods, and engineering goods. And as the counterpart, the Canada also exporting certain things to India. What are all the things? It involves pulses, potash, wood pulp, coal, and minerals. So with regarding the defense and security cooperation, the strategic reset after the National Security Advisors meeting in Ottawa has been happened between both the nations. Our National Security Advisor currently, Mr. Ajit Doval, has recently participated in this event, and which made the defense ties between both the nations an amicable one. And liaison officers has been deployed to enhance the intelligence sharing between the nation and also organized to curtail the organized crimes and drug trafficking. And renewed engagement has also been prevailed on the counterterrorism and Indo-Pacific maritime security. And regarding the technology and innovation, it is also playing a vital role between both the nations. That the trilateral Australia, Canada, India, which is a trilateral technology and innovation partnership that has been made out, and also focusing over the transfer of knowledge between these nations to have an overall technological network, and focuses on critical technologies, green energies, and supply chains. And Canada has been a constant partner in India's AI Impact Summit, which has been recently concluded. And the first critical mineral annual dialogue scheduled to be conducted in the Toronto region from March 2026. So the other major cooperation between both the nation will be the people-to-people contact. It has Canada has more number of Indian population, majorly from the northern region, especially in the Punjab region. About 393,000 Indian students are being pursuing their academic careers in the Canada, which is considered to be the largest international group. And the delegation of more than 24 Canadian universities has visited India so far for the academic cooperation and collaboration. And Canada hosts for around 1.8 million Indo-Canadians as well as 1 million non-resident Indians within their territory. And the cultural cooperation is also being seen as an important feature for maintaining a balanced cultural tie between both the nations. It includes film production, co-production agreements, and ICCR academic chairs at the McGill University and University of Alberta. And with respect to the challenges to maintain a balanced tie between India and Canada, what are all the possible challenges? The trust deficit, which has been considered to be the primary challenge because of the crisis, 2023 crisis, the allegations that has been made out by the former Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau, over the killing of the separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, which led to the prolonged diplomatic freeze. And the extremism has the direct impact over the ties. Extremism has been considered as one of the important reason for the freezing of ties between both the nations. And India flags pro-coalition activities over that region, and Canada emphasizes over the freedom of expression and legal progress as well as process, and divergent strategic outlooks. So what does this means? This means the Canada's Western alignment has directly contradicts with the India's strategic autonomy approach. And the economic friction that has also been considered as an potential challenge, because the slow progress on trade agreement like the comprehensive economic partnership agreement and the investors uncertainty during tensions also been seen as an market instability, which can cause market instability in the Indian territory. And the diaspora politics also being considered to be one of the possible challenges, because the domestic political pressures which has direct link to the large Indian origin community, and the fragile normalization because of the inappropriate normalization, because the engagement between our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the current Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada is ongoing, but differences are being able to identify between their opinions. And what was the suggested way forward? Restoring the institutional dialogue, which is considered to be one of the progressive way forward to establish the institutional dialogue between both the nations. The regular diplomatic and security talks between both the countries has to build in a robust manner, and addressing the security concern through legal channels. Instead of taking the actions, it needs to be properly discussed before taking into action or working on action. And the reviving of economic engagement, fast tracking of trade negotiations, especially in the comprehensive economic partnership agreement, and expanding the investment cooperation in both the nations will also be working out for mutual understanding of finances or economic transactions. And the leveraging the diaspora, using the diaspora as a bridge to build the tie between both the nations is also a viable solution. Moving to the practice question, recent efforts to normalize ties between India and Canada highlight the role of strategic interest in overcoming diplomatic crises. Discuss the key challenges in India-Canada relation and suggest measures to strengthen the bilateral cooperation between India and Canada. Check this question. Please post your answers in the comment section. We will evaluate and give the answers in the comment section itself. With this, we move to the prelims focus. Coming to the prelims focus, and the first topic is about the hate speech. Why it is in news? Because of the remarks made out by the incumbent Assam Chief Minister over Muslim community. He referred to them as Mia community, which attracts huge amount of criticism. And also the Guwahati High Court has issued a notice regarding this issue as well as the remarks made out by him. And with this background, we are going to discuss how the hate speech is being addressed or dealt under the Indian legal framework. First, we need to note the definition of hate speech. It has been clearly stated in the 267th Law Commission report, which defines hate speech as an incitement to hatred against a group, which can be defined by race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, etc. And further stated that the hate speech can harm the individuals and society by inciting violence, discrimination, and intolerance. This will be the definition of the hate speech provided under the 267th Law Commission report. And we also has to note that the Constitution has provided every citizen the freedom of speech and expression. There is a thin line between the freedom of speech and the hate speech. So it has to be dealt properly. And the Article 19 of 1 of A, which guarantees freedom of speech and expression to every citizen. But it also imposes a reasonable restriction over the freedom of speech and expression under Article 19 of 2, which imposes the reasonable restriction to maintain the public order, morality, and to secure the sovereignty, and also to prevent the offenses because of this hate speech, and also to prevent defamation and contempt of court. So these are all the restrictions that has to be imposed over freedom of speech to maintain such order. And the other acts or laws which under the Indian legal framework also being dealt with this hate speech. What are all? The first one is the Representation of People Act of 1951, which is also an important act to study for our UPSC preparation, because we can easily quote from this act in mains answer. So this Representation of People Act of 1951 under Article Section 8, which stated that it can easily disqualify a person who is being convicted for illegal speech from contesting the elections. And also the Section 123 3A and 125 has stated that it treat the promotion of enmity or hatred during the election as a corrupt practice. So it clearly states that to treat the promotion of any hatred or incitement of any violence or during the election has to be dealt as an corrupt practice. And also the other laws also dealing with the hate speech or the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocities Act of 1989, which deals with the hate speech against the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe community in public views, which prohibits the hate speech targeting them in public view. And the Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955, which stated that the penalize the speech inciting in or encouraging untouchability. So the speech which incites any violence or encouraging the untouchability will lead to be penalized under this Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955. So these are all the legal frameworks which deals with the hate speech in the Indian environment. So the next topic is about IA91 aluminum alloy ingot, which has been launched by the National Aluminium Company Limited, which is also known as the NALCO, a Navaratna public sector undertaking under the Ministry of Mines. So what is the feature of this aluminum alloy ingot, which has been launched by this NALCO? It is considered to be highly performative and also silicon based casting alloy, which offers a balance of castability, which can be easily casted, and also provides reinforcements such as mechanical strength to that aluminium, and also corrosion resistant, which is also an important additional value to this alloy. And also it can be applied, or the application of this aluminum alloy ingot. It is designed for advanced casting methods like gravity die casting and low pressure die casting. So it is specifically designed for using in this casting mechanism. And what are all the target industries which has been inducting this aluminum alloy ingots? First is the automotive industry, electrical and power equipment industry, industrial sectors, and foundries also being inducting this aluminum alloy in a efficient manner. So this application part and the industries part is the important fact to get noted, because it can be reflected in our UPSC prelims. Moving to the question, and the question is with reference to A91 aluminum alloy ingot recently seen in use. Consider the following statement. First statement, it is an indigenously developed high strength aluminum alloy used in aerospace and defense manufacturing. Second, aluminum alloys are generally preferred in aerospace application due to their high strength to weight ratio and corrosion resistance. Third statement, IA91 alloy is primarily used for nuclear reactor control rods because of its high neutron absorption capacity. Which of the statements given above is are correct? So by referring this statement, we can easily infer that the third statement was incorrect because it is not being used widely in the industrial sector because it was introduced or launched right now only. So it has been not used in the nuclear reactor and it cannot be used in the nuclear reactor as of now. So the third statement was incorrect. And the answer will be option 1 and 2 because both the 1 and 2 statements are correct. And the answer will be option A. Let's check. Yes. With this, we came to the conclusion of this episode. Hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments and suggestions in the comment section given below and share the video to your friends. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon for receiving on-time notification. Thank you for watching us. Have a wonderful day.